If you're looking for a tasty, nutritious treat for your chickens at very little cost, today I'm going to show you how to turn these wheat grains into this wheat fodder. Welcome to English Country Life. My name's Fiona, and together with my amazing husband Hugh, we run a small holding here in Lincolnshire in the UK. And we breed Buff Orpington chickens, but at the moment we've got a regional flock down, so they have to be inside this enclosure instead of in their free range area, which is grassed over, and they would normally be grazing all day. Now, without the grass to graze on, it means that their eggs start to lose some of their beautiful creaminess, and the yolks will go from a dark orange to a pale yellow, and they're just not as nice. So we've been looking at ways of getting green back in their diet. Now, we have been giving them things like Brussels sprouts and cabbages, and that's helped tremendously. But the cheapest way of adding additional green into the diets is to actually sprout these. Now, these are whole wheat grains, and we buy 20 kilo sacks for $7.99 from our feed merchant. But when we sprout them, we can turn a small amount of weight into a massive amount of weight. And this green here, this wheat fodder, is significantly nutritionally improved. So I'm going to show you the process today. We're going to grow some wheat fodder using 3 separate different sets of tools. But they all do the same thing, and I'm going to show you don't need to spend a lot of money. Now, these I did purchase. These are specialist sprouting trays, and I got 6 for £22, so they're not expensive, but they do everything you need them to do. This is just a basic kilner jar, and what I've done is I put a canning top on there with a bit of scaffold net so I can use that as a sieve, and you'll see why that's important during the process. As a final alternative, if you have these in your house already, a basic kilner jar will do the job too. But let's have a look at how we use each of them. This is actually what we're sprouting. These are whole wheat grains. Now, I've been giving these to the chickens as a treat anyway, and this is the end of a 20 kilo sack. But if I had sprouted them, I would have been able to turn a 20 kilo sack into about 80 kilos of wheat fodder. Now, I didn't do it at the time because the chickens were already on grass, but now we're in a regional flock down. Actually giving them some green stuff is a really good idea. We're going to start with a specialist sprouting tray, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the clear top off and the sieve tray to begin with, and I'm going to add a cup of wheat into the tray at the bottom. Try and distribute it evenly, and then I'm just going to fill the tray with water so all the grains are covered. Now, because I'm trying to soak the grains and I'm going to want to try and get them to start to sprout, I'm going to put the sieve tray on top. What that's going to allow me to do is keep washing the seeds, because all I need to do is hold that in place, tip it up. As you can see, I can take water out without having to take the seeds out, and I can just keep adding water, and that will keep the wheat grains actually washed and start them to sprout the process. The next that I'm going to go for is the mason jar with the pressure canning lid. And again, I'm going to add a cup of wheat. Now, in this case, because I'm going to spill it everywhere, I'm going to do it over the bucket. So there we go. That's a cup of whole wheat. Once again, I'm going to fill that with water so the wheat is covered. And then I'm going to pop the lid back on with the net in place. And again, when I want to change the water, all I have to do is I can actually strain the water out without actually losing any of the grain, and then I can add more water to make sure the grain is covered. Now, it's not going to shock you to learn that for the last one, the kilner jar, I'm going to repeat the process. So I'm going to take a cup of wheat, put it into the jar, and I'm going to add water. And close it up. Now, for this one, it's a little bit more difficult because when I want to drain it, Because there's no method of drainage on the jar, I'm just going to have to use sieve. Now that I've got grains in my tray and my 2 jars, I'm going to move them inside onto a warm windowsill because it's far too cold for these seeds to start to sprout outside. Now I will need to rinse them a few times over the next day, and that's to remove any dust or any dirt that's on the outside of the grains. And the tray and this kilner jar have this inbuilt sieve, but I will need to use an external sieve for this kilner jar. But I'll show you that on the next day. This is why the grains need the water drained and replaced regularly. Look at that colour. Over the next 2 days, I'll keep the grains in water, and at least 3 times a day, if not more, I'll rinse the grains and replace that water. The specialist sprouting tray and the mason jar with a net over the top are the easiest to work with, but the kilner jar with a sieve is a lot harder. I always lose some of the grains as it's difficult to get them back into the jar once drained. On day 3, the grains have swollen and we can start to see them producing small sprouts that will become roots and top growth. Now I need to place them all on either a specialist sprouting tray or a seed tray to begin to grow. And I'm going to use our specialist sprouting trays for all of the grains that we've started, simply because they're much better than using seed trays. So let me just show you a close-up of this wheat fodder. Look at that. It's really growing beautifully and it looks like wheat grass now. And underneath, that's where the magic happens. Look at all of this root growth. And this is where a specialist sprouting tray is better than a standard seed tray, because they have so many perforations. Every single wheat seed can actually find a space for the roots to go through underneath and access moisture, and because of that you're less likely to get mold in the trays. Now all I do is once a day I'll empty the water out and I'll put fresh water in. Just want to make sure that the wheat has the best possible chance. What I'm also going to do is to make sure that the wheat on top remains fully hydrated is I'm going to give it a little bit of a spray 2 or 3 times a day, no more. I've got this tiny mini sprayer there, but you can use a standard houseplant sprayer. And then I'm just going to pop them back on the windowsill. That's not to say that a seed tray won't work. You just need to spray the seeds more regularly, as the roots will find it difficult to access water in the reservoir below. But you just need to be vigilant about potential mould. Now on day 5, I'm going to start off another 3 sprouting trays. Now the pack of sprouting trays I bought had 6 trays in, and it's easier for me to do them in block of 3s and do a tray every day or every second day. It's just easier for me. And 3 trays every 5 days is enough for our team. If you've got less chickens or more chickens, you may want to do it in a different way, or it depends what fits in with your daily timescale and lifestyle. Now I can already feel a significant difference in the weight of the trays from the original whole wheat grains which we put inside. There was only a cup, remember, that went in every single tray, and they were actually not very heavy at all. But now I'm feeling a significant increase in weight, and that's better for the chickens, and it gives them more treats to go at than the original whole wheat that they would have had. By day 8, I've got a lot of green wheat fodder, and at this stage I'm going to start giving this to the chickens as a treat. But before I do, let's check the difference in weight. First, I'll measure the weight of a cup of wheat grain. Now my scales are on the outside on a windy day on a wobbly table, so the readings will be plus or minus 3 grams, but it'll be close enough for us. Now the cup of wheat grain weighs approximately 185 grams. For the wheat fodder, I'll calibrate the scales for an empty sprouting tray and then add the full tray. It weighs approximately 680 grams, so we've increased the weight more than 3 times and getting towards 4 times greater than our starting point. All we need to do now is give the tray to the chickens and let them rip up that fodder, get some lovely green nutrition into their bellies so that they can produce better yolks that are more orange in colour and creamier in taste. That's the entire process, and it is so easy. Don't forget, 20 kilos costs us £7.99, and we have increased the weight over 3-fold, and masses of additional nutrition in this wheat fodder too. Now, as you can see, we've just put it on the floor, but you can hang it up just as well. I've seen somebody use an old flowering hanging basket, and all they've done is they've taken it out of the tray and turned it upside down, and the chickens peck at it and absolutely love it. Really useful. If you have liked this content, take a moment and give us a thumbs up down below. If you're not already a subscriber to the channel, hit subscribe and that bell icon, and you'll get to know every time a brand new video is published, and that's a completely free service. If you've got a question for us on our self-sufficient life, or looking after these little beauties behind me, pop it in the comments and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. But for now, thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time.